Good afternoon, stampers, and good morning to my Canadian stampers. How is everybody? My name is Judy Anderson from judystamps.com. Welcome to today's live. This is where Diane and I collaborate each week and do a project on each other's pages as well as our own. So I hope you guys are all doing well today. Give a shout out to my Facebook followers, say hello, let me know where you're coming from. Make sure you give me the thumbs up and hearts if you're liking what I am sharing with you. And you don't have to wait to the end to do that. We see that during the live presentations. And if you're watching on my YouTube channel, welcome to you also. Make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell so you are notified every time I come live on my YouTube channel. So this week, we are bringing you projects using products from all three catalogs. Yes, that's our annual, our J to J mini, and our celebration. So yesterday, Diane showed you guys an exciting Baker Shaker card, and I loved it. That rainbow paper that you can get with celebration is probably my top favorite designer series paper, although the one I'm using today is a close second. So I hope you enjoy this. Hello, Marjorie. How are you? So I'm not too sure how many of my Facebook local friends, oh, hello, Christine. How are you? Are going to be on today because we are in supposedly for a winter storm. We can get anywhere from 4 to 15 inches between tonight and Thursday. So I haven't even gone out to the stores because I know they're probably empty. Everybody's out getting that salt and the food that they have to have that they can't last for 2 days. You know, when I was in my younger years, I did work for a local grocery store chain, and it was like from the time I turned 16 for 20 years, I worked there. So that's giving my age up a little bit. And we used to hate the weathermen in the wintertime because all they had to do was say winter storm and we were mobbed. And then people came in and they were mad that we were out of, bread or whatever. And I just always thought to myself, come on, people, you have to have food in your house. So if that's one of you are out shopping and watching this on replay, I'm not making fun of you, but I'm sure that if it was a surprise snowstorm or we weren't made aware of it, you would have had food in the house. But the last couple storms have missed us. We've only gotten a couple inches. So I'm hoping this one misses us too in one way, but in another way, I would love to have 15 inches of snow. I'm just one of those people. So I'm going to flip the camera around right now and put you guys down here. There we go. And there's my mic. So I will put that on. Now, you guys, you're seeing something a little bit different here, aren't you? This is our All Together bundle, and I am going to have to lower this. I did something the other day. I did a live, and I had to zoom out a little bit. So I have to move my camera just a second here. Okay, straighten it out for you. There we go. We're right on. So this is our All Together special this month. Now, this is an exclusive early release collection, and it's the All Together collection. And I believe that some of the product that you see in here will be available only for the limited time. And that is, I'm going to show you here, this designer series paper. If you love black and white, you're going to love this paper. But this is the Here Together bundle. You get a stamp set and the dies, and I am loving these. Plus, something that we've all been asking for, skin tone blends. That's right. They come in, there's 10 markers total, and they come in sets of 2, light, medium, medium deep, and deep. But I'm going to tell you, when they came, I kind of switched up the order a little bit. They are numbered 100, which is the darkest color. It's called SU100, and then the lightest color is called SU1000. So what I did in all my brush tips, I put 1, 2, all the way up to 10 on the ends of them so that I know. Now, I have been playing with these a little bit, and I use the 1000 or the number 10 is a pinkier tone, but you can mix and match these to make your own skin tones on what you want. Now, don't just think of these as skin tones. Think of those animals, you guys, that you're wanting more browns. And there was actually a demonstrator, and I believe she's from Europe, that made some beautiful paper using these, and then she cut out hearts, and they were gorgeous. She used the darks and the lights together and created a marbly looking paper and then cut them out. They were gorgeous. Another demonstrator has done the same thing, but then stamped it with a flower image, and they are gorgeous, you guys. So I urge you guys to get these. These will be in the annual catalog when it is released. So that and the stamp set and dies are an early release product, and I especially love the dies that are in here. So I will probably bring you a project using that a little bit later. But I did want to show you the papers. So this is that side. This is I Promise, and then hearts on the other. These are hands bound together with like a rainbow. Black and white stripes. I love. This is kind of a scallop look. This one's got mini hearts. And then this is like a gray or white and black burlap polka dots. I am particularly fond of that one. And this one here. Think of masculine cards. Think of coloring these, you guys. This one is just a staple, I feel. And then this one with the leaves. Think of natural. I'm thinking of naturals. I could have used this paper today, but our challenge to each other was using something from all of the catalogs. So I opted for the Designer Series paper that I chose today. More leaves. Here's some hands. These would be great too for your children or grandchildren to color, but just all kinds of patterns. So that special is going on right now. So you can check our websites under promotions, and you will find that. I'm going to look real cute. I'm going to look real cute here, guys. Now that you can't see me, right? No, I'm looking to see if I am live. And I'm thinking I am, because I see some people are on. So let me put this up here, and we are going to get started. So my stamp set, or my product from the annual catalog, is found on page 74. It's always in my heart. And this is a set that came out in the mini last year, and I love the dies. I love this set. It is for anniversary, Valentine's Day. You can change the colors of the card today, and create a Valentine's card with it. And I just love the leaves and flowers. There goes my voice again. I don't talk much in the morning, especially when my husband's not around. And this is really the first time I'm talking to anybody, so that's why I think my voice is a little raspy, so I apologize. Then on page 90 of the January to June mini catalog, you will find our iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. I am loving these, you guys. I love them because depending on the color you put them up against is the color that is reflected with them. So that is my little product. Now this next product is coming from the Celebration catalog. And I'm going to fess up. I had this already. And like Diane yesterday, except Diane was caught on camera. I had these in the sleeve, and I couldn't find it, and I had it out here. I cleaned my entire desk off, and it's like, what did I do with it? I just had it on my desk when I was putting everything together. I did find it. It had fallen on the floor behind my waste can. So, yep, it's on page 10, the Simply Marbelous 6x6 Designer Series Paper. Now, they show it on here with the little animals and the birds and flowers. However, I think it would make a gorgeous anniversary card, a Valentine card. We could have used any of these colors today. I was going to use the pink. Oops. I took the gray out. So we are using the gray today. But these colors are just gorgeous. And then on the back, you've got the stone or granite looking natural. So that is what we are using. And this is my second favorite designer series paper in the celebration. Hang on just a second. There, I grabbed a drink. Hope that will help. Okay, as I get started here, I am going to ask you guys, I am prepared for, sorry about that. I am prepared for either color. So I want you guys to make a choice. Choice number 1 is Bumblebee. Choice number 2 is Pale Papaya. So let me know which you want in the comments. If you guys could let me know, do you want me to use Bumblebee as my accent color or Pale Papaya? It's kind of hard to tell in my lights. This almost looks green, but it's Pale Papaya, which is a peachy color. So start your comments now while I'm talking here. I have my designer series paper, and with the dies from that coordinate with Always in My Heart, which they're called, oh my gosh, floral hearts. I cut the border off. And when I did this, I forgot that it cuts it completely off. Okay. If I had done it this way, I don't think it cuts it off, but I did it along the edge. So I was going to run some color behind it, and this is where I'm going to run either the Pale Papaya, and so far it's tied, you guys. It's 1-1, either Pale Papaya, or you take that, or the Bumblebee. So that's what it's going to look like. Yellows are my favorite colors, so I have a tendency of going with Bumblebee, but I think Pale Papaya would be gorgeous too for an anniversary card. Then I have my base, which is Smoky Slate, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're folding it with the mountain in the middle, and we will not take our bone folder, which just disappeared because here it is. It is where it's not supposed to be. And we're going to burnish that. Okay, so we have got 2 for Bumblebee. Oh, and that is not scored evenly. Let me check this out. I didn't score it evenly, so that's okay. We'll just fold it in half. So you have 2 to 1. I could use both colors. If we use Bumblebee, I have to work a little bit. Yeah, because I have to create my colored ribbon. Okay, so we are, it's 3-1, Bumblebee wins. Okay, so we're going to be using Bumblebee. I have 2 pieces of 4 by 5 1/4 basic white. One's for the front and one's for the inside. We're going to layer this on top. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I want that to stick since we decided on Bumblebee. Took the guesswork out. Oh, okay. I knew that was going to happen. I looked before I came on, and noticed it was low, so I already have another Stampin' Seal here ready to go. I try to be ready for emergencies. It always doesn't happen, especially when we're doing our lives, right? I love our Stampin' Seal because it is quick and easy. Your cards don't fall apart. We are going to be using my other favorite adhesive, which is our liquid all-purpose glue. Okay, so we're going to put that on. Now, I didn't want that all the way on there, so I'm going to just lift that up a little bit. I taped up a little bit higher. So you guys want Bumblebee. So I'm going to go ahead and put this piece of Bumblebee behind there. So it's going to tuck up underneath. Okay, there we go. And line it up to just about there. And I think that will be perfect. Okay, now we're going to take this little piece that I cut off and flatten it out. Now, when I did my die, I had to be really careful because if you notice here, the hearts come just to the end. So I wanted even just the littlest piece of paper at the end so we didn't end with an opening. So I'm just going to put some of this on here. And this is a newer bottle, so it's coming out faster than I anticipated. Now you're going to notice that I did not glue on the top part with the hearts. I am not worried about that. Now I'm just going to line those up to the little scallops there. And there we go. I'm going to wipe this off. Probably flip it around. Let me see if I can wipe that off. We don't have time to wait for it to dry today. Okay, so we have that as the beginning. Now, I have already pre-cut the floral heart die. We're going to put that on top here, but don't worry, we're going to be cutting out some more. I'm going to go over here and I've got a scrap piece of white. And we're going to grab our stamps. And now I have pre-die cut 3 of the flowers. So we don't have to do the outlines. All we need to do is the solid. So we're going to have that there. We don't need the hearts. I'm going to want some of my leaves. And I want this flower here and this little flower here. I am going to stamp on my silicone mat because I'm going to stamp all 3 of these at the same time. Now, when I stamp these, I'm not as worried about getting an even image on these because they are flowers. And you know what, you guys? Flowers come in different colors. So I'm just going to line these up so I can cut them out at the same time. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut 6 flowers. Okay, 2 of each. And when you look here, we have 2 of each of the flowers, the die. So I can cut them all at one time. That is the glorious thing about this. Okay, so I am going to need a bigger block. Surprise, surprise. You know what? I can use my long block since I did them this way. I am spacing them out enough so that I can die cut them all at once. I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to try it first here. Okay, it's a little bit dark, and that's lighter. So I know I want to stamp off. And the reason why I tested it is because I did just re-ink several of my pads. I do that twice a year in January and June if I don't need it in between. And it's just the perfect color. I'm loving it. Okay, so we have those. Now I want to do some leaves also. Another thing I lost is my this thing, chamois, my Stampin' Chamois. I had one that I had gotten all wet, and I put it down someplace. And right before I came live, it's like, okay, where's my chamois at? Where's my chamois? And I couldn't find it. So that was 2 mishaps before I came on. So if we get through this live today without any mishaps, I'm going to call it a bonus. Okay, so I have this leaf, and I have this little leaf that is just the outside. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this one, and we are going to stamp that in smoky slate. Now, how many of you would think of stamping it in smoky slate? Let me know. Then I am going to grab, my blending pen. I've got my old one here, which is dried up, that I use. I use my dried up blending pens, my blender. This is the one that you use with water-based inks. I use them with my Stampin' Pastels once they're dried up. So it's just a little idea for you guys. Now I'm going to stamp this in the smoky slate, and right away take my blending pen and just blend the ink down from the outside there. And it's just, you may not be able to see the color. In fact, I might want just a little bit more color. I don't want much. I want it very light. So we're going to do that 3 or 4 times. So this card today is probably more for you more avid stampers. Although beginning stampers, you can do this too. It's quite easy. You just need a few more tools. This blending pen is what I always teach my beginner stampers to use when watercoloring. And now I wipe it off to make sure that there's no color on it before I put it away. Okay, now I do have a few of these leaves cut out. So I'm just going to take 3 of them. And since this is a photopolymer stamp, I really don't need to line it up on my Stamparatus. I can look through, and if it doesn't come exact, that's okay. So we're going to take this and we're going to stamp that on those, because I do want to add a little bit of dimension besides the heart to my card. So let's see how dark this stamps. Okay, so we're going to do 2 of them full strength, just like that. And this one, we're going to do 2nd generation. Let's see what that looks like. If it's light, it's okay. Ooh, I like that. I like the difference in the 2. So just do that. Okay, now we're going to take our blending pen, pick up some color from our ink pad, and draw down that line. I do want it darker on those 2, and this one I want it very faint. Wipe it up. See how the color came off? I want to make sure it's clear. And I always test it also before I start in the next one, my next project. Okay, so we have that stamping done. Let's move these. See, I was prepared. I have both Pale Papaya and Bumblebee cut out. I'm going to move these to the side here. Put these in here. I don't want to lose these, so let's grab the Bumblebee. The colors are really close, you guys. Bumblebee. I'll be able to definitely tell if I have the wrong color when I go to put them on. So these are just extras that I keep, and I keep them in my embossing folder. Okay, let's grab our mini. And because it's easier for you guys to see here. Hello, Carol. How are you? And Carol loves Avid cards. Awesome. You know, I try to show cards for all levels, but my cards are pretty easy no matter which way you look at it. I'm just going to cut this down because it's just a little bit too wide. There we go. Okay, so let's grab all of our dies. Okay, see all those? Look at that. That's all that I've cut out extra. I don't throw anything away like that. I keep those cutouts with the actual dies so that if I need them, I have them. And I usually put them on magnetic plates, and I didn't put these on magnetic plates this time. Okay, we're going to be able to cut 2 of the leaves out. And I am probably going to use a Post-it note just because we have so many dies on here. So I'm going to start with this one, line it up, and let's get the other one that is shaped like that. This one right here. I love when Stampin' Up! Gives us more than one of these smaller shapes, because how many of you are like me? And okay, we have to line this up. Let's play a little bit. The first one went on so good. No, it's got to go this way. What that one looks like. No, it doesn't. It looks like this. Oh my gosh. Oh, I usually mark mine. I mark my stamp and I mark my die. But I felt that this one was pretty easy to follow. So I'm just going to put our Post-it note right over that one. Well, it didn't stick all the way down. So if one is going to be off, they're both going to be off. So grab, you know, I need to get me some tape like Diane has. Except, you know, I really don't go to the store too often. My husband says that I must be the only woman that doesn't like shopping. And I think that's because I have worked retail since I was 14 years old. I started by working at a bakery as soon as I could work. And then when I worked a couple other jobs also, and then as soon as I turned 16, I started working for a grocery chain in the area and worked my way up to management, and then decided I didn't want to work anymore. Yeah, so there's my life story. Oh dear. And then when all my kids went to school, it was about only 6 months that I didn't work. When we built our house and my youngest went to school, I decided I was too bored, and I started working for a builder as a construction supervisor. So I got to boss men around all day. And believe me, it's a lot easier watching kids than it is babysitting men all day. Okay, so we have those all on. Now that I told you my life story, oh my gosh, here we go. And let's get those in. My mat's moving. Let me hang on here. And I already see that one moved. Shoot. And it moved a lot. Otherwise, I wouldn't do this. If it was only a little bit, I wouldn't worry about it. There we go. Let's try this again. Okay. Scoot that in. And wheel that through. We're only going to have to wheel it through one more time because I decided I wanted to do 3 of those leaves. So let's remove all this, or 4 of those leaves. I just want to make sure that I have as many as I need to begin with before we start putting it together. So we're going to take these out. I have a little dish there so I don't lose them. And I'm putting all these in there also so I don't lose those. It's just been one of those days. It's been okay since I've been on here. Diane, did you ever find those shaker shapes yesterday? I was feeling for you, girl. I have 2 containers of them, and I was yelling, here, use mine, use mine. Although I loved the flowers. I love when something like that happens and it turns out so beautifully. Don't you guys think that Diane did a great job? Give her a hand. I know she was flustered because I get the same way. If she is like me, she has probably about 6 different projects going on her table at one time, because you're working on one and then you come up with, oh, wait a minute, I thought of this for this other idea. So then you go and you're working on it, or you have it all prepared and you have everything there together to do it. And then you have to use something from that pile and it disappears on you. So let's see. Oh, okay. Peggy says, yes, she did. She did a great job. I always love watching Diane. To me, she's always calm and collect and put together. And I'm not quite that way, I feel, when I'm doing things. Okay, so let's get our pieces back together here. So we have this. And now you guys decided to make it harder for me to do my ribbon. So, well, hang on a sec. Let me see. I don't want to use black. So we are going to make our own ribbon. So we don't have a bumblebee blend, but we do have a So Saffron, which is close. So I am going to grab my crinkled ribbon, and we want 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do it 5 times the width, just because I am going to do a bow and I am going to wrap it around. So let me grab that scrap piece of paper I had, and we need to color this ribbon, and we're going to use the brush tip. And let's hope and pray that I have enough, because this blend is looking like it's getting ready to die on me. You know, it seems like when one goes, they all go. So I try with every time I place an order, looking at my blends, or I write it down what I'm going to be needing, and then I order 1 or 2 sets at a time, or during celebration I will order them all so I get all those free goodies. We all love free goodies, right? Okay, so that is a lighter yellow. Okay, I think we got it all put together now. So we're going to take this and we're going to adhere our heart. Now I'm going to adhere them with mini dimensionals. And I did have dimensionals on my stack, regular size and minis. So let's take your pick tool, a new pack of minis. I was searching for some mini dimensionals the other day, and I'm saying, I know I had some, but then I remembered I did use them up. So it's time to open another pack. So I'm going to put these on here. And I'm just putting them, if you notice, where the leaves are, because you have more space to put your dimensionals there so that they won't be seen. And you know, you don't need to put one on every single little area, because this will hold it up. As long as you have it all around, it is fine. Okay, let's get those chads off of there. This is a little trick Diane taught me when we first started doing these. And I am going to tell you, Diane, myself and my clients are all happy you taught us this. Okay, we're just going to set that in the center here. Just like that. Okay, now the ribbon is going to go around, and I'm thinking I want it right down here. So I am going to weave it underneath the heart right there. I'm trying to decide if I want it. Nope. We're going to do it this way. Oh, you know, we have these things in our minds. Oh, except I don't know if I want it to go across the center. I really don't want it to go across the center. So we're going to do it down here. I'm changing it up just a little bit than what I had in my mind. And this ribbon is quite a bit lighter than that bumblebee. I should have probably put a second coat on it, but it'll do. Okay, we're going to wrap this around and upside down. Pull it through. Tie it, and we're going to do a bow. And I can tell you, I have way too much ribbon. Way too much ribbon. So I am going to actually pull it a little bit more, and I'm probably going to snip it a piece off and make it look like a double bow. See if I'll have enough. Yes, I will have plenty. So what I'm going to do is just clip this off here. I'm going to grab my mini glue dots. This is a little bow trick that I do every once in a while. I will take, a little glue dot on that end and on this end. And I will bring it to about a third, and then bring this one over to about a third. And we're just going to tie that in our bow. I'm going to just lay it down there and use another glue dot as my third hand. Don't you love it when you can just make another hand? Okay, and now we're going to tie a bow. And this is going to be very tight bow to hold that on, but it's going to stick on anyways because we've glue dotted it. If I had planned it out, I would have done a double bow, but I didn't. So this works. This is a faux double bow. So you pull your two ends in. I want to pull it down that way. I want to pull these ears. I call these my bunny ears, and just pull it tight. Okay, and we're going to finagle with that after we get the rest of it on. Whoops, that really loosened it up. You reach underneath because that's the part that we need tight. Okay, and pull it tight. Like I said, we will finagle with that in just a little bit. Okay. Oh, but you know, as I keep playing with it, right? How many of you are laughing at me? Okay. Go ahead. I laugh at myself all the time. So it's A-okay. Okay. So we're going to have that. Now those flowers. Now we're going to take out all those bits and pieces that we cut out. We got the leaves. And we've got these flowers. And I don't know how many of the flowers we're going to use. Once again, I just wanted to make sure that we had enough. And I want to turn them upside down. These intricate dies, I want them upside down because I'm going to put the glue on that side. And how can you tell if they're upside down? Feel for the rough edge. The top is kind of rounded, and the bottom is rougher. So can you, I don't know if you can tell the difference in those two there. So we're going to turn them all upside down. I know I'm not going to use all of them, but I just want to get them all situated here. So we have all the shapes, 2 of each. Okay, so we are going to be putting these around here. Let me grab, take your pick tool. We're just going to kind of place them first. We want to kind of place everything to see where we want it. And stick that over that one there. And if you're looking, you see here, there's that kind of shape. So that's where I'm sticking those. You've got this one here. So we're only going to see peaks of that bow. This one here. This one here. We are going to put another flower down there. Okay, my ribbon's kind of getting in the way. And I think we're going to have this one here. So that's how we're going to be placing it. So now we're going to take them all off. And I know I want this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. The leaves we can leave on there. Now we want to match up our dies. So let's see, that's the pointy side. So that should go right on there like that. I know that one goes like that. This one's going to go on here. This is another one. Where's I'm matching this little point up here. So if you see this has got a point on it and that's a point there, you can kind of line those up with your die and that should line up. Then on this big one, we have this funky looking flower, the petal, that should line up like that. Okay, so we've got those lined up. We don't need these. We only need 4 flowers, although I'd love to do 5. I think I'm going to do 5. I think I'm going to do this big one here too, just because I don't like even numbers. Okay, let's grab our silicone mat. And, you know, I think that you wouldn't have to do these stamped images right there. We could have done silver foil paper, which would have been pretty. We could have even done the marbling paper. I think that would have been pretty too. So I am just dabbing on some glue in some of the spaces, the larger areas. Okay, so while that is tacking up, because once again, I love it when it tacks up, we're going to go ahead and place some of these leaves on. So once again, we're going to take our liquid glue and place these on. Just covering up the leaves that are already there. This die makes it very easy. And if it peeks through, I'm going to have that one peek around a little bit. So there's like a white leaf behind it. That's okay. Okay, we've got this lighter one here. And if you wanted to clip these ends off like that, you could. See how I clip them off? I just rip them off. I just tear them. It's okay. It won't hurt anything. This one seems to be peeking from the back, but we're going to have it coming up from the front. Just like this. So I'm using that die as a guide. Okay, this one is down here. And once again, you can change up the colors. You could do pink and gray. Now, this leaf is going in the other direction than this one, but I can place it there anyways. Have the leaves peeking out. You can't see that. Peeking out from behind it, it's okay. I am going to just snip off the tip of that and put that right on, just like that. Nobody's going to know the better, right? Okay, let's start getting our flowers put together. Put this on here. And now, this time, I'm going to use a mini dimensional to put this on. I want it standing in front of those leaves. So I'm giving it a little bit more dimension. That's why I didn't put the leaves on with dimension. And I just noticed this leaf stem is sticking over. I don't want that protruding inside the heart. So I'm just going to take my snips and snip it off. Okay, now we go with this flower next. Now, I think you could still mail this even though I have double dimensionals on here. I think it'll smash down fine. Not smash down, but it's not going to protrude enough for extra postage. But this would even make a gorgeous wedding card. If you knew what their colors were, you could do the card in their colors. Okay, we need one there. So let me grab this one. And let's grab the front. Where's those 2 points at that I told you about? They're right there. Make sure you press that on there so it does stick. Okay, we're going to put this one here. Oh, now we have a choice, either the big one or the little one. I picked up the big die and the little flower. Here we go. I'm thinking we can put this one here. And where's those 2 pointy? There we go. So once you actually take a look at your flowers, and you will notice every time which way to put that die on. Thinking we need a flower right there. And I'm going to put that one facing that way in there. We do have another leaf. I think I may take that other little leaf and put it in here. I'm not too sure. I'm thinking we need to break that up right there. So I'm actually just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this and tuck it right in there like that. Okay, so we have that. We can go ahead. Oh, I twisted my ribbon, and oh no, it's just folded. Thought I twisted my ribbon. We're going to go ahead and put this onto our card base, which is Smoky Slate. And I want that ribbon to stay where it's at. Go ahead and put it on here. Just like that. Look at that. Okay. Now, I was going to do the banner on here. There's a banner die, but I think I'm just going to use a plain piece of basic white and do the happy anniversary. We'll be all ready for some anniversaries coming up. Okay, let's grab a piece of basic white here, and we're going to stamp it in the Smoky Slate just because I do want it a little bit deeper color. I think the bumblebee would be too light. So I'm going to stamp that right on there. Okay, go like this, and I'm going to create my own banner. Just like that. Cutting it kind of close there. I should have gone down there, but that's okay. Then I'm going to go in the middle, do a little tail. In the middle here. The top of the tail is a little bit shorter than the bottom because it's curving. Okay, let's grab our dimensionals again. I could use regular size dimensionals, but we have these handy and I know where they're at. We only need the 2 dimensionals on there because our heart is going to help hold that up. And we're going to wave that in just like that. So the inside of the card, we are going to put, here's to another year of happily ever after. And oh, there goes all my stamps. Put those back in the case. So you'll put that on the inside. And we are going to decorate this one. You know, anniversaries are extra special. And you know what? Our cards need to be extra special for them too, right? Okay, I'll put that right in the center. Let's hope that's straight. Woo! Okay, I'm going to do a couple leaves. I'm going to do a dark one. Oh my gosh. And a light one. And I'm going to do a stamp off and do another light one right down here, just because I got an ink blob from my finger there. Okay, that's going to go on the inside, but now we have to put our rhinestones on there, right? I'm going to move this over. I was doing some stamping, and like I said, these rhinestones are going to pick up the color. So you're going to notice that they look kind of pinky when they're in the package, but as soon as they get next to that yellow, look how they look yellow. They pick up that yellow. So we're going to add some small ones on here. Where do we want to add them? Kind of want to do kind of hidden a little bit. Oops. That one didn't want to come off. Here we go. And one right down here. I think that that's enough. And look at our bow is laying down fine. So I'm just going to clip that off. When I put it in the envelope, believe me, it's going to lay down just perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the inside so I don't lose it, because that's exactly what would happen. And now I have another anniversary card to slip into my anniversary spot in my cards. So I hope you guys enjoyed this card. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and don't forget about our All Together early release products for this month. They're awesome. The Stampin' Blends, you guys, are must-haves. If nothing else, get those Stampin' Blends. So I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, happy stamping. Bye-bye.